Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to another exciting episode of the First Things First podcast.
As always, we're so excited that you guys have decided to join us for yet another exciting episode. Is this still Bonnie?
And this is still Amanda.
We're still your host. So the interesting conversation with Funda Nenja continues. On our last episode, we spoke to Dr. Daniela, who is a vet who volunteers at the organization. Today, we have the lady behind the operations, the one who makes the events possible, the teaching, everything.
The list goes on.
The oil to the machine. We have Lisa, who has decided to graciously join us to speak more about the organization, what they do, and more of the operational part of things. Lisa has been with the organization for about 10 years now. So without further ado, Lisa.
Hi guys, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming.
It's a pleasure.
I'm so excited.
Cool. I hope I can answer all your questions.
Yes. I feel like we're so in love with Funda Nenja now. Like,
oh, well, you should be. You should be. You can't not be.
Right?
Absolutely.
So Amanda has already mentioned you are the lady behind everything. Please tell us, who is Lisa?
So Lisa started off as a volunteer, and I sort of became more and more involved as I went along because I have got a dog training background. So Adrian Olivier, who is the founder of Funda Nenja, kind of roped me in and said, please can you come and help some of our trainers, because the trainers are young boys from the Mpopomeni community themselves, so they didn't have a lot of training skills. So I came on board to help some of them with their dog training skills, and then as time went on, I sort of took over more and more roles, and then my personal life made it possible for me to be fully involved. And a few years ago, I took over the role of project administrator, which kind of is an overview of everything.
Literally.
Yeah.
So you cover everything basically,
Pretty
hey?
much, yeah. So I basically do the fundraising and marketing. I do some presentations. I oversee the staff, all the outreach clinics. I have a wonderful staff beneath me, which is such a blessing because they're fantastic. They get on and do their work. I don't have to micromanage. I'll just say to them, we need to organize this or that, and they just get it done. So they really do make my work easier. Adrian Olivier left us at the beginning of this year to go and live in Australia, but she still runs our social media pages. We've got Facebook and Instagram. We do have a YouTube channel, but we haven't posted anything for many years, so it's kind of an inactive one. We want to kind of revive that, so that's something to consider in the future. But Adrian still is on the board, so she's still very much involved with the day-to-day stuff and connects with us every couple of days. So
yeah.
And do you have pets of your own?
I do. I'm an animal girl. I've loved animals all my life. So I live on a small holding. So I have horses and chickens and ducks and 2 dogs and 2 rats. And then a whole lot of wildlife that come for free food every day too.
You have a farm.
I have a farm. So yeah, they are my animals are my life.
Are they all rescues or?
Some are.
Okay.
The 2 dogs are both rescues. Some of my chickens are rescues. Some of the ducks are rescues. 1 horse was a rescue. So yeah.
Yeah. And I know Dr. Daniela did briefly touch on what Funda Nenja is as an organization. Can you just go more in depth as to?
Sure. So Funda Nenja is a one welfare organization because we focus on both animal welfare as well as social welfare. We have Nomondi, who's our animal welfare officer. She takes care of all the animal welfare stuff. And then we've got Zintle, who's our social worker, and she takes care of the social welfare. And then Funda Nenja has various different aspects. So we have, on a Friday afternoon, we have our dog school, where the children from the community come with their own dogs. So we're not a rescue and rehome organization at all. We're more about education. So the children come with their dogs, they learn how to train their dogs, they learn basic animal welfare. We do a little bit of agility, some tricks, we have some prizes. The children are all split up into different classes. So they start off, all the puppies are in one class, the older puppies in another class, and they go up from there. And then at the end of each month, they are assessed and they're promoted. If they've learned, if they're at the next level, they're promoted up and they get a little rosette and a little prize. And then they work their way up to the top class. Also on a Friday afternoon, we have a little pop-up shop. And that is for anybody from the community. They can come and buy anything dog related. So it's dog food, harnesses, collars, leashes, kennels, dog beds, toys, shampoos, everything that you can think of. A lot of that is donated by members of the public. So if there's a lady who's lost her dog and she's not replacing her dog, she'll donate all the beds and the blankets and the collars and leads and any leftover food and that kind of thing. We do also receive sponsorship, as Dr. Danny mentioned. Battersea, we're busy negotiating a new contract with them. They helped us last year and they've agreed to continue going forward. So we get dog food sponsored, which we do sell back to the community because we don't believe in handing out things for free. We want the community to understand that owning a dog is responsibility. It's going to cost them money. It's not going to just be everything handed on a silver platter. I had a guy the other day came to buy a bag of dog food, and I found out afterwards that he's well employed. He's a teacher in Howick, and he said to me, "Oh, one bag's not going to be enough for my dog." So he said, "What do I do when it runs out?" I said, "You go and buy it from the supermarket, like most people do." We're not here to subsidize everybody. We will help people who, those who don't have any money. We will sponsor a bag of dog food. So it's a delicate balance. But we don't want to be seen as an organization just hands out things for free. And then we also have Dr. Danny's vet clinics, and she's an absolute superstar. She will see to between 20 and 40 dogs in a 2-hour period. She's incredibly quick and efficient, and we try and get the clinic dogs through as quickly as possible. We prioritize any that are sick. We don't make them stand outside for long. So they basically it's all the primary veterinary care, vaccinations. Obviously rabies is our most important thing, and then the parvo is the second most important. We also do work with the Umgeni SPCA. So if we have dogs that need to be hospitalized, the vet will treat them and hospitalize them. Apart from the Friday afternoons, we have our outreach work, which takes place during the week. So Nomandi and Vuyu, who's our Nomandi's the senior animal welfare officer, and Vuyu's the junior one. He's just come in as an intern, and now he's been promoted to the junior animal welfare officer. They go out twice a week, and they do home visits for all the children that have joined our program. So just going back a bit, when on the first Friday of every month, new children are allowed to come and join. And they fill in a form which gets captured onto our database, and then Nomandi and Vuyu will take that information and go and do a home visit. So Nomandi's also a qualified inspector, so she can lay down the law, and she can say, look, if this is not done, you are going to be prosecuted, or we can remove your animal. Again, then we work with the SPCA because we don't have a holding facility. So they do home visits and they check on the basic welfare of the animal at home. So does it have food, water, shelter? Is it on a chain? If it's on a chain, why is it on a chain? How can we help get that dog off a chain? And then they come back and they capture all that information back on the database. And then once a week, she does Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then Wednesdays is Zintle, who's our social worker. She will also take the information off the database, and she'll go and do home visits on a social welfare aspect. So she'll meet the families and she'll say who she is, where she's from, what Funda Nenja has to offer, how can we help, what issues are you having. And very often it takes a while for people to warm up to her, because you can imagine a stranger coming into your house and saying, how can we help you? You're not going to say, oh, my husband's abusing me. It takes a while for her to build up relationships sometimes. And then she gets to know the people, and then she's an absolutely lovely person. She's such a warm, caring person. It's really easy to open up to her. And then we help with all sorts of social welfare. So we do food assistance. We help kids get into schools. We help with school uniforms. We've helped a group of ladies set up a vegetable garden, and they sell vegetables to the community. She helps with applying for social grants, for ID documents, all that sort of thing as well. And then both Nomandi and Zintle do workshops for the children. And Zintle does adult workshops as well. So she does parenting workshops where she gives parenting advice to a lot of the mothers. Some of them are young mothers that have had children young, and they don't know how to be moms themselves. They're still youngsters themselves. So She does those parenting workshops are very valuable. And then Namondi and Vuyu will do animal welfare workshops. So they teach the children a little bit more information than they get in the dog school. And those workshops, they don't bring their dogs, they come without them because the dog's a bit of a distraction. So they sit and they, get a bit more information about animal welfare, how to look after their dogs, why they need vaccinations, why they need sterilization, how to read the dog's body language so they don't get bitten, because that's a big thing. I know a lot of adults who don't know how to read dogs' body language. They can't tell whether the dog's friendly or scared or aggressive. And those are lessons that we teach the children to prevent them being bitten. So those are all valuable lessons. And at every workshop, we give them a little light lunch, like a snack. They get sandwiches and juice. And then also at the dog school, when they come in, they get a juice when they come in. And then when they go out, they get a piece of fruit and a little bag of dog food to take home. And that fruit and juice is all sponsored by our local spa, our super spa. So every Friday they donate enough for the whole dog school, which is wonderful. They've been doing that for years. We're very grateful to them for that. And what have I left off? That was all.
That was very broad,
right?
I know, I kind of get carried away. I'm so passionate about it.
It makes sense.
It's all I do and it's all I live for.
You're just like,
yeah. And it's such heartwarming work.
It really is. It really is heartwarming. And, it's, again, as we were talking earlier, there's no strays in Popomeni because the community have learned to take care of their dogs. And if they can't take care of them, they'll come to us and say, I need to surrender my dog. I don't have the means to take care of it. And there again, we'll call the SPCA in to uplift that dog and find a new home for it. So they're aware that we are there to help them, which is what we want them to do. We don't want them to just dispose of a dog or just lock it out of the property and say, on your own, I can't look after you. They bring it to us and ask for help. So that's great to have.
And also because someone would just read the word Funda Nenja and think it's only based on
animal welfare.
Yeah, but it's very broad.
It started like that because Adrian, the founder, she was volunteering at an SPCA township dog show in Mpopomeni. And just from that, she realized that the children were so keen, but they didn't really have the know-how. They didn't have the knowledge how to walk a dog on a leash or how to carry a puppy correctly. They would pick them up by one leg, and she just noticed that there was a huge lack of education and spoke to a handful of them and said, would you like to learn more? And they said, yeah, they'd love to. So she said, well, let's meet next Friday at the same place, same time. And they did. And then the next week the numbers doubled, and the next week the numbers tripled. And she said, well, at the end of the holidays it's going to have to come to an end because it was like a holiday project. And they begged her to please keep it going. And 16 years later, here we are, still going.
All thanks to Adrian. Hey,
shout out to Adrian.
Absolutely. It was her passion, and even though she's in Australia, we're striving to keep that passion alive. But it wasn't soon after she had started and got Funda Nenja registered as a non-profit organization that she realized that we needed to bring in the social welfare aspect as well, because you couldn't just, if you had a child coming there from an abusive home, you couldn't ask him to treat his dog with kindness and compassion when he didn't even know what that was himself. And that's when we noticed that there was more that we needed to do. We had to get involved in behind the scenes with some of these kids and help them with their family situations. And that's made a huge difference. It really has.
It did, hey? And you did mention that it was the founder that approached you to join Funda Nenja.
Yes.
But what actually motivated you to actually agree on joining them?
Well, I've always been an animal lover, and dog training's always been a passion of mine since I was at high school, maybe even junior school. I can't remember that far back. But dog training's always been one of my favorite things to do. In animal training, I've trained other animals apart from dogs. And when she suggested it, I said, oh yeah, I'd love to get involved with that. I knew of Funda Nenja, I'd heard of it. It obviously hadn't been going that long back then. And I said to her, let me come one Friday and see what it's all about and see how I can help. And the bug bit from day one.
Keep going back.
I just kept going back.
Yes, 10 years later.
10 years later,
Can't
she's
get rid of
here.
me.
And And you
If
can
they
just,
tried.
you can just see the passion, and when she's speaking about it, she knows the ins and outs.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's what I do every day. All day,
Yeah.
every day. So.
I'm sure you dream of.
I do.
With passion.
Wake up in the middle of the night and think, oh, I haven't done this.
Yes.
Oh, I'm still going to do that. And I think we've all been there.
True.
But it's, yeah.
Well, if you have
Really.
passion for something, for sure.
Yeah,
Hey?
yeah. The passion haunts you.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't help yourself.
But I mean, I can't say this enough. You guys are doing really, really
Thank you.
amazing work.
Thanks
It
so
is
much. Yeah.
so necessary, and I feel like the more I hear about it, the more I realize the necessity of it.
Absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
like every township needs this
It
now.
really does. It really does. And one thing that we've started at the beginning of the year is a new mentorship program. We're trying to encourage people in other areas to start up similar programs. We've had quite a bit of interest. We've advertised. We've had quite a few people come forward and say, I'm really keen to learn. And it's not an expensive exercise. We've put together an online manual, which is only 250 Rand for the manual, and it's an extensive manual with additional modules on each section, and it's all available online. So that will sort of help people to get started, how to start, where to start, what do you need to start with, what do you want to do, what have you identified in your community what the need is. And then try and encourage them to start small. They don't have to start off big like we did. So yeah, that's something that we hoping our mentorship program is going to take off, because we have so many people contact us and say, we need you in the Cape, we need you in Joburg, we need you here. We can't be everywhere. So if they've got that passion, that it's quite easy to start it up. You just got to find a venue and 1 or 2 volunteers, and that's how you start.
The rest will fall into place.
It will. It absolutely will. Yeah. So we're excited to see that program grow. But
Yeah. I also am too. Like, I really wish people could take the initiative
Yes.
to say, let me start. Like you say, it doesn't have to be as grand as you guys
No.
have.
Yeah.
And people are
Absolutely.
so keen to support such initiatives.
Yes. Yeah,
So
that's right.
I really hope this becomes like a bug that bites
I hope so
everybody.
too. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But it's also just like when we started, we just wanted to spread the word to everyone as to how to care about your pets,
Right.
what's the right procedure and all that. So I feel like the more information that's out there, the more people know that there's actually programs like this that they can volunteer or they can start their own in their own township,
Correct.
even in rural places as well. I feel like there are people who are not as educated as the community in Mpopo. I feel like at this point, they are living lavish when it comes to...
They are the poster child for animal welfare.
They are. They really are. They really are. Well, I always go back to telling people this story. Is Kevin LaRue is the head of the rabies department at Adderton Laboratories in Pietermaritzburg, and he's travelled throughout Africa. And he's been probably to every single township in Africa and South Africa. He's very well travelled. And he said there's a noticeable difference in the condition and the attitude of condition of the dogs and the attitude of the people in Mpopomeni compared to the other townships he's been to. And he said, without a doubt, I mean, he can see it because he's able to make that comparison.
Yeah.
And he said, without a doubt, Funda Nenja has made a huge impact on the animal welfare and the way that people are viewing their pets. In the beginning, when children used to join Funda Nenja with their dogs, you'd say to them, what's your puppy's name? And they'd look at you strangely like, why would I name my puppy?
you know?
And now we'd never see that happen.
Yeah.
Now we have the most outrageous names. I mean, we have some Android and Telcom and all sorts of unusual names. And Spotty, and it's a plain white dog. Or, or Blackie, and it's a white dog. Yeah. Or Danger, and it's the happiest, friendliest dog alive. So we really chuckle when we hear all the names. But it shows that they actually recognize their dog as a sentient being. It has got feelings and emotions. It's not an object.
And it's also uniting the community as
Right.
well. Hey?
100%. Yeah. I mean, they'll all say to each other as well, oh, you must go to Funda Nenja. Someone will say, my neighbour's got a problem. I've told them to come to you. Or, the word spreads very quickly. And that's what we want. We want everybody in the community to know what we do.
And do you guys also allow kids from like neighboring areas?
Absolutely. If they can get to us, we do have, I think there's one family that comes from quite far, the father brings the two, I think it's two boys. But most of the children are from Mpopomeni just because it's convenient.
Yeah.
But we 100% are open to other children coming.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And you were saying off camera that people, when the buzz was going around, people will go to other people's houses and get puppies from there because they wanted to be a part of the program.
Yeah, some of the children didn't have their own dogs. Yeah. So now we've had to cover that on our consent forms. We've had to say, have you got consent from the dog's owner to come here with their dog? Because they would just find a dog in somebody's yard and bring it along. Because they so badly wanted to join Funda Nenja. So then we'd have an angry owner at the gate saying, my dog's here somewhere.
I did not consent to that.
So yeah, we've changed our consent forms now to cater for kids who don't have their own and they bring somebody else's dog. Even if it's a family member, we need the consent from them to say yes, the dog.
Yeah.
I was even saying to Dr. Daniela that you can even see in the pictures that they're very much happy. Like kids can't hide their emotions, and you can just see in the picture like
That's right.
they're enjoying whatever they're doing.
I love watching them from behind when they're not even watching you, so it's not staged.
Yeah.
And you can see them cuddling the dog, and even something subtle like, just a gentle hand on top of the dog's head. That speaks volumes for me because it just shows that connection between that dog and that child.
Yeah,
So
and
I
pets
love to
notice
see that.
everything.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
They pay
it.
attention to everything you do to them, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, and I think it also helps the feeling of loneliness because pets are very incredible companions, especially dogs.
That's right.
So, like you said, somebody from a family who is not as warm or loving can find proper companionship in,
From their dog.
Yeah.
Have you had stories like that with?
Yes, definitely. There was one. It ended up being quite a sad story, but the children in the family were very neglected. They eventually had to be removed. The grandmother was an alcoholic and left a 2-year-old all day outside on its own, no food, no water, outside in the dirt, 2-year-old. And those children had a dog. And the boy that came to Funda Nenja had an amazing relationship with that dog. That was all he had because his family life was miserable. So, that dog ended up being rehomed. We managed to find it a really loving home in Hilton, a very Lani home.
Yeah.
Sleeping on the bed. And, living its best life.
She probably deserved it after getting the boy through.
That's it. And, at that time he needed that. But there are other children who definitely rely on their dogs for love and companionship. And especially kids who come home from school and the parents are at work. They've got their dog to play with and they practice their dog training or they take their dog for a walk. You'll often see on the weekends kids walking around in Mpopomeni with their dogs on leash. And most of them are from Funda Nenja.
Yeah.
So it's giving them something else to do.
We definitely need to go.
Yeah.
You have to come.
Yeah.
You have to. Yeah.
And I know every organization does have challenges. What are the biggest challenges that you guys face, especially being a non-profit organization? And I'm sure not a lot of people are aware that you guys are doing such an incredible job. So what are the challenges that you guys are currently facing?
I think like most NPOs, funding is always a challenge.
Yeah.
We are very grateful to have Battersea on board because they are really helping us a lot. But it's a day-to-day thing, managing your budget, making sure you've covered everything, making sure you're not overthinking everything, making sure you're not overspending on your budget, that you're making decisions with your head and not with your heart, because sometimes that can break an organization if they're just going on what their heart's telling them to do. Sometimes the venues can be a challenge. I mean, our previous venue was a challenge where the school wasn't being particularly helpful and wanting us to pay for more and more things. This is broken, you guys must pay for it. And it became a problem, which is why we moved. We're now on municipal land. But it's also a soccer field, so sometimes we clash with the soccer players, and they say, well, the stadium was built for them, we must take a back seat. So there's little challenges like that, but we overcome them. We've had things. We're good at problem solving, I must say. When issues crop up, we put our heads together. We've got a great committee as well, and we get around the problems and figure out how to solve them. So. But I think funding for any NPO is always, it's always, you have sleepless nights about, are we going to have enough money to do this and do that? And we want to sterilize so many dogs, are we going to be able to afford that? And because our sterilization program's free of charge. We don't charge for that at all. And they get a free bag of dog food to take home with them.
Yeah.
And they get lunch. So it's an expensive program.
And you guys are balancing, like you said, animal welfare and social welfare that you need to properly balance.
Correct.
So that can be like challenging as well, I'm sure, financially.
Yes.
Double the work.
Absolutely. But yeah, as I said again, our team is fantastic, and my social worker and the animal welfare officer work really well together. And they will tell each other if Namandi goes to a home to check on the welfare of a dog and she sees there's something not right with the owners, or the husband's always drunk or whatever, she will tell Zintle, you need to pop in there and just do a social visit there. And likewise, if Zintle goes to do a social welfare check and she sees something's not right with the dog, she'll tell Namandi, you need to go and check on that. And whenever we give food parcels, we give a bag of dog food as well, because if the family are unable to feed themselves, they're definitely not able to feed the dog either.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is a balance.
And are you guys open to volunteers, or are you limited?
We love volunteers. We've got a couple of volunteers on a Friday afternoon that are sort of our regular volunteers. They come every Friday, but they both, I'm thinking of Di and Cheryl in particular, they're getting on years and they keep saying, guys, we're tired. We're coming to the end. They're both in their 80s.
Yeah.
So
80s.
They're incredible. You wouldn't say it to see them at work, I promise you. They're amazing. They run the little shop. They work at the shop, so they sort of put out all the stock, and then they help fit the collars and leads on the dogs. And we've got another lady, Trudy. She's from the Ambers, a retirement village in Howick. So we have sort of our regular volunteers, but yeah, we do welcome other volunteers. The only thing with volunteers is if they're going to be working closely with the dogs, they do need to have their rabies prophylactic vaccinations, because I mean rabies isn't a concern in Mpopomeni because we've been over vigilant with rabies vaccinations, but we don't take chances with rabies. So if somebody wants to come and volunteer, if it's a once-off, then we give them something to do that they're not directly handling dogs. But you know, everybody kind of has their job and just gets on with it and gets it done. So there's not a huge amount of space to put volunteers, but I mean, we welcome visitors. You know, if people want to come and just walk around and watch, they're more than welcome. We often have people come and visit just to see what we're doing. So yeah, we welcome them.
And I know you said you guys have a solid relationship with the community now, because you guys have been involved for over 16 years.
Yeah.
What would you say are the fundamentals that you guys ensured in building a relationship with the community that have helped you guys maintain that trust, where they trust you and you trust them?
I think because, you know, with so many of the animal welfare organizations, it's a removing a dog from a home because you're not looking after it, whereas we offer the education. So we don't go in there and say, you bad dog owner, you've done this, we're taking your dog away. We don't go in there with threats. We go in and say, okay, this is not how it should be done, this is how it should be done. And then we give the educational material. So I think that has been a really important part of building our relationship with the community. We haven't gone in there all guns blazing, ready to shoot them and hang them up and quarter them. So, you know, we've gone in honestly and openly, and we just want to educate the community, because there's no point in just removing the animal, because they're going to get another one and do the same thing over. Whereas education lasts a lifetime.
True.
So that's kind of how we've built our relationship, and when people come to us, we never turn anybody away. We help them as best we can. If we don't have the resources to help them with whatever it is, I'm thinking on a social welfare aspect, we will point them in the right direction. We will put them onto somebody who can help them if we can't. And we've also recently started a substance abuse workshop, which runs every Tuesday out in Mpopomeni. And so people who have drug and alcohol abuse problems can come for counselling. And there was one lady the other day, the chap who runs that is Ray Gumbo. He's a counsellor from Howick, and we pay him to come out every Tuesday and run these classes. And he shared a video with us the other day, one girl who's completely off drugs now, and she's turned her whole life around. And we've actually asked her to come back and talk to some of our team, you know, the youngsters from the dog school, just to explain to them how dangerous drugs are, and, you know, not to get involved in drugs in the first place. So that was a nice, heartwarming story to read her story. Yeah.
And I'm sure it must like be satisfying for you guys, as much as you're not doing it for the recognition, you're doing it to ensure that the community is, you know, properly taken care of.
Correct.
To have people come back and say, oh my God, my life has been saved so much.
That's
like
right.
I've, you know.
Yes. And we have parents of the children come back and thank us. You know, we've had several parents say to us that the child has changed in his attitude. They've changed with regards to their schoolwork. They're not hanging out on the street and doing naughty boy stuff that normal kids do. You know, they're spending more time with their dog, and they come into Funda Nenja, and then even in the holidays we run holiday workshops, so it keeps the kids off the streets. And the parents are very grateful for that. They've definitely seen a change in their kids from that.
And I know with agility, you guys are not obviously that much into the training of agility. It is more of a passive activity that you guys do.
Yeah, it's just a fun thing that we like to include, because you know some of the kids get bored in the classes, so we try to keep the classes fun, and the dogs get bored if they're not constantly doing stuff.
You know, not stimulated enough.
Yes, so we just bring in some basic agility equipment. Obviously, I mean, to do the full blown agility thing is quite, you know, you have to be quite experienced. And also you don't want the dogs to get injured as well, so we don't allow them to do any of the high jumps or, you know, anything like that. It's all sort of low key stuff, and they love it.
And how are the children enjoying that?
They love that.
Yeah.
They absolutely love it.
I mean, we went to agility for the first time and we fell in love. Agility is fun.
It's just fun, and the kids have got the energy to keep up with the dogs. You know, because a lot of them, we say to them, you've got to talk to your dog, because the dog doesn't understand what you want them to do. You know, when they're asking the dog to sit, if they don't communicate with the dog just looks at them blankly and don't understand. Exactly. So we encourage them to talk.
So Funda Nenja has obviously been around for 16 years, you said. What are the most recent monumental milestones that you guys have celebrated?
I think our move was a big one. So we moved 2 years back. Time flies, doesn't feel like 2 years. And that was a big, I mean, a massive move for us, but a good move. We've got really nice offices now. The venues, you know, it lends itself to a nice big area for the dog school to take place. And then we've had some challenges, you know, where does the vet operate from? You know, we've had to construct something for her to be undercover, and there's been challenges that have come with it, but I can't think of any sort of major milestone apart from the move. We've had lots of happy memories and things made, but it's, you know, it's all the time. It's happening constantly, which is good.
100%.
So, some sad moments as well, of course, but we try and focus on the happy ones.
So seeing your passion for Funda Nenja, what is your wish, or what do you hope to see, or where do you hope to see Funda Nenja in the next 5 to 10 years?
We would love to have a one welfare center of our own in Mpopomeni, where we have multiple offices, a complete vet clinic, a place where people can come for all sorts of problems, everything under one roof. 7 days or 6 days a week possibly, because our sterilization clinics take place on Saturdays. So we would like to be able to have everything and on our own property, or own the building at least. So, you know, it's ours to do what we want with it, because renting, obviously you're restricted as to what you can and can't do. So that would be our aim, our vision, to have our one welfare center. That's our dream.
It's gonna happen.
It has to.
It's gonna happen. You guys are doing
soon.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys are doing such an incredible job, and like I'm just out of words to actually explain. But the more you talk about it, the more I'm like,
this is incredible.
This is incredible, hey? It's very good, and I feel like it's more like giving back to the community, and also the community benefiting from whatever you guys are doing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Power to you guys, for real.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just kind of evolved, you know. As Adrian said, it started off as a holiday program, and it just grew and grew and grew. And yeah, the team, I can't stop talking enough about our team. They're an amazing team. They do such amazing work, and they're really good at what they do, and they're also passionate. So that's what keeps it working, because when problems crop up, we fix them and move on and think of ways to change things so we don't have those things reoccurring. We've got a really strong board. We've got an accountant, a retired accountant who runs our finances. So we're very fortunate in that.
And for someone who's listening at home and who would be very interested on donating to you guys, do you have your account details on the Facebook page, or
on our website?
Do they get in contact with you?
Yeah, so all the details are on our website. There's links there for donations. We recommend people using the Give and Gain donation platform. We used to have a PayPal account. We don't use anymore because PayPal gave us a lot of trouble, and we actually can't get the last bit of our money out of them. It's just, I don't know what happened. They were requesting all sorts of paperwork which we submitted and then never heard from them, and we can't make contact with them. So we don't let people use PayPal anymore. But Give and Gain has been fantastic. We have international people who donate through Give and Gain as well. And then there's also you can sign up for either monthly donations or once-off donation. And there's any amounts, in any currency. But all the details are on the website. My contact details, my email, cell number, everything's on there.
And you said you also accept donations in forms of
leashes,
food, anything pet related that they would want to give, and obviously because you guys do a social aspect to it as well, so I assume clothing, things like that.
That's right. Yes, we every now and again, once we've gathered enough clothing and household things, we do a jumble sale, and we sell things in the community for 5 and 10 rand an item. So
that's also very
we
reasonable.
take bedding, linen, towels, kitchenware, clothing, all that kind of thing. And we've got several drop-off points in and around the area. We've got drop-off points in Howick, at the Midlands Vets, and then in Hilton at the 2 veterinary clinics in Hilton, and a veterinary clinic down in Pietermaritzburg. So there's lots of places where people can easily drop their things off. And then, when the donation basket gets full, I get a phone call, come and collect all your goodies. So we take any second-hand items, as long as they're usable. we do get bags of rubbish at times. No, it's just people give us all their second-hand stuff, and sometimes there's things in there that are broken or can't be used. We can sometimes fix them. Some of the ladies who are good at sewing can repair some of the things. But we always welcome second-hand or new. People feel generous and want to go and buy some leads and collars. We go through a lot. We probably sell between 10 and 20 collars and leads every week. So it's a constant stock that we need to keep replenishing. So we really do appreciate people donating their second-hand goods. And then in winter we do a winter warmth drive, where all the kids get a beanie and a blanket, and then the dogs get a jersey and a blanket as well. And then the staff, when they do outreach, they make sure that the families, if there's an old Gorko that hasn't got a nice warm blanket, we'll give her a blanket. We take care of them in the winter as well.
It is just incredible. I feel like we are speechless somehow, because it is such incredible work, and the fact that you guys are finding so many aspects of just community welfare as a whole. The fact that you're now even starting a substance abuse division is mind-blowing to me, and I really wish you guys all the success. And I hope people see this and realize the amount of work you guys are doing, and realize that the support really does go a long way. Like that one bag of food,
that's right,
helps a family. That one bag of food helps a boy keep his dog. You know what I mean?
That's right. It is. It's important. Absolutely.
One pet at a time.
That's what we say. We say building a compassionate community, one child and one dog at a time. Because compassion, if a child learns compassion at an early age, he's got that forever. He's learned that for the rest of his life. And it teaches them. And once you've learned compassion, I don't think you ever lose it.
No.
Because it is a natural human behavior. But if you're not brought up with it, it might take a while before you discover compassion in your life and empathy. So something we want the children to learn at an early age if possible.
And dogs are the most compassionate of the animals.
Aren't they
so
just?
they're great
Absolutely.
teachers.
Yeah. so forgiving. Very
Right?
forgiving.
And
Right?
very loving.
Loyal.
Yeah.
Dogs are literally the best.
They are the best. 100%.
Not to say your pets are not, guys. Not to say your cats and your horses are not.
Yeah, I don't think cats are as forgiving as dogs. Cats will hold a grudge.
Great pets if you are a good person.
You do what the cat
Yeah.
says.
They're very demanding.
Yeah,
hey?
Yeah, it's their rules or the highway.
And you have cats, so you definitely
Well,
know.
no, I
hey?
don't. Personally, I don't. My dogs are not cat friendly. But we do see cats at
Okay.
Funda Nenja occasionally. People do bring... Cats are not that popular in Mpopomeni, but they do come in. And again, we had somebody contact us a while ago and said, I've got 2 cats, I can't keep them anymore. And we managed to find another home. A lady in Mpopomeni had lost her cat, it had got run over. And she gladly took them in. And she absolutely adores these 2 cats. So, you know, there again, if we weren't there, what would have happened to those cats?
You know.
Where would they have... Would they just have given them away or disposed of them? So we were happy that we could help and rehome those cats. So, yeah.
And I've never seen an NPO doing both pets and
Human.
human.
No, I think we are quite unique. I haven't come across any either. And even our funders in the UK, they've said to us we're quite unique. They haven't come across an NPO that does both animal and human welfare. And that's what we're trying to encourage through our mentorship program. We're trying to encourage people to do that.
Together, don't separate them.
Correct. Yeah. Because they go hand in hand. You can't single out one from the other. They really are connected.
And also, it wouldn't even make sense. You're trying to train a pet, but you haven't even like understood where the owner is coming
Correct.
from and all that. So it does make sense to actually like combine them together.
Absolutely.
It does make sense. So for someone at home who still doesn't understand the importance of doing something that is community based, what would you say to them?
I think it depends on the person. I personally find it very rewarding. Maybe I'm just that kind of person. I like to help people. I like to see people's lives improve. And if they're not that way inclined, they should even just explore it, because they'll be surprised how rewarding it is to see somebody else benefit from something that you can offer.
Yeah. And also you guys are open to volunteers, so they can
Yes.
always just come through
Absolutely.
and see
Absolutely.
how it goes hand in hand.
Yeah,
Hey?
just come and visit even. Just come and observe. And I must say, everybody who's been there, especially for the first time, and they come, at the end of the day, they just say, oh my gosh, this has been the highlight of my week. And they all go home with that warm, fuzzy feeling. Because it really is. It's infectious. You know, it's a field full of kids, barking dogs, laughing kids.
You know.
It's lovely.
What
happy
is
place.
better? You
It's
know,
a very happy
children,
place.
dogs,
Yeah.
the
Having
best
a
of the
ball.
world, right?
Yeah.
Next time we'll take you guys through it.
You'll experience through the screen.
There you go. Yeah, no, you guys are welcome to come and visit. We'd love to have you. Yeah.
Definitely. We
You
will.
must. On a warmer day.
100%. Oh my God. Howick is crazy cool. So you guys, if you guys want to go to Funda Nenja, be warm. Just be warm.
Wear extra layers.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It is crazy
chilly.
cold.
It is chilly.
But we're so glad that you decided to join us, Lisa, and
Thank
to
you.
just obviously share with us. Like you said, we are speechless. We were like in love with Funda Nenja now, and we hope that everybody that was listening takes home the same feeling and the same appreciation for your guys' work.
Yeah.
And we just wish you guys all the success.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's been wonderful being here. I
Thank
love
you.
sharing everything with you guys. Thank
So
you.
if you guys want to get in touch with Lisa, you can go to the Facebook page. I think her number is also there.
Not on the Facebook page, on our website.
On the website, you can get her number. If you have any questions, you can pop them in the comment section. Lisa will come back and answer those questions.
Definitely.
And like we did say, we'll take you through the stadium just to see all the happy kids, the fun dogs and everything. So stay tuned, guys. Please do like, comment, share, subscribe, and yeah, stay tuned. From us today,
Bye.